It's radiation.
Не подтвердили, авария произошла. У него на диспетчере в Припяти сказала. Пожарная справа. Алло, Иванка. Значит, вы выезжаете в Припять. Алло, да, я слышу. Да, со мной в станцию выезжаете. Там Третий, Четвертый блок горит крыша.
Incoming message from Commodore Ty.
Hello, this is your Commodore, Ty Coles. So let's continue on with our review of the 2019 miniseries Chernobyl in honor of this disaster that happened 35 years ago. So we left off and the plant's burning and people are being exposed to this deadly radiation, but they don't want to admit how bad it is. And I forgot to mention this one scene in the previous episode, but it's one of the most heartbreaking scenes you could watch, especially if you know the history and the background of this scene, and that is the Bridge of Death. While the plant is burning, spewing out its toxic, deadly radiation, everyone's there watching it burn.
It's beautiful.
And you see kids playing. It's a gut punch, especially when you know the history. 7 hours later, the radiation has been detected in Minsk by Ulana Khomyuk or
Ain't never runken. Leak?
No. It would have gone off before. It's coming from outside.
But this is a fictional character. She represents all the scientists and all the people that raised the red flag about this disaster. So she reports it to her superior, who dismisses it.
Yes, very good. There has been an accident at Chernobyl, but I've been assured there is no problem.
I'm telling you that there is.
I prefer my opinion to yours.
At the Pripyat hospital, it's overloaded with victims of people suffering from the acute radiation syndrome.
Get everyone started on an IV.
We don't have enough.
All the children then.
But we don't have enough.
As many as you can. Where's the old man?
He set up a blow ward in 16.
Many of them are evacuated to Moscow. While in Moscow, they got a group together to figure out what the hell is happening and to deal with this situation. Legasov explains to Mikhail Gorbachev the situation is far worse than what they think.
One place in the entire facility where you will find graphite. Inside the core, if there's graphite on the ground, outside, it means it wasn't a control system tank that exploded, it was the reactor core, it's open.
Hell, they think like almost no radiation.
General Secretary, I can assure you that Professor Legasov is mistaken. Bryukhanov reports that the reactor core is intact. And as for the radiation...
Yes, 3.6 Rontgen, which, by the way, is not the equivalent of one chest x-ray, but rather 400 chest x-rays.
He is ordered to report about what's happening in Chernobyl with a skeptical party member, Boris.
I want you to go to Chernobyl. You take a look at the reactor, you personally, and you report directly back to me.
Wise decision, Comrade General Secretary.
And take Professor Legasov with you.
So they head there in helicopter, and just by looking at what's there, the burning, you can tell they're in deep shit.
Look, that's graphite on the roof.
The whole building's been blown open. The core's exposed.
I can't see how you can tell that from here.
Oh, for God's sakes. Look at that glow. That's radiation ionizing the air.
Boris wants to fly the helicopter in there, but you fly the helicopter in there, you die. They confront the two men, the plant director and the chief engineer, and they're accusing Legasov of all his misinformation. Like, how can a reactor like this explode? Which is an ongoing theory throughout the whole miniseries. The general, the army general, decides he will go and test it because he has a high-level dosimeter.
Legasov is wrong. How shall we prove it?
Our high-range dosimeter just arrived. We could cover one of our trucks with lead shielding. Mount the dosimeter on the front.
And they take major precautions. Like, he is from head to toe in protective gear, in a Jeep specifically created to handle this, covered in lead lining. And even then, he still might be exposed. So he barges in there and takes the reading, and we find out that Legasov was right.
It's not through Röntgen. It's 15,000.
Comrade Shcherbina.
What does that number mean?
It means the core is open.
So the way that they go at it is he decides to battle the fire, to dump boron and sand in there. But
Boron. Boron and sand. That'll create problems of its own, but I don't see any other way.
so they bring in the sand via helicopters, and we get an iconic moment.
Big one, do you copy? Big one, come in. Big one. Lead one.
As well, it is now official. News is everywhere about this. They have found out that something is wrong in the Ukraine.
A nuclear plant in Sweden has detected radiation and identified it as a byproduct of our fuel. The Americans took satellite photos.
And then we get to the big problem. The core is melting down.
When the lava enters these tanks, it will instantly superheat and vaporize approximately 7,000 cubic meters of water, causing a significant thermal explosion.
And we are left with 3 guys who volunteered to drain the basement of water to prevent this from happening. So they head in knowing it could be a death sentence. It just brings to light the scope of how bad this situation was. And it took quite some time before they even issued the evacuation of Pripyat. I hope you guys are enjoying the information, and definitely investigate, look up, research this disaster, because it's more than just a nuclear disaster. It changed the world and affected so many people. So for your Commodore, Ty Coles, live long and prosper. Hailing frequencies close.
Thank you for watching the video. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, watch one of my many other videos, and if you like what you see, you can support the channel by donating to my PayPal.
So, for Commodore Ty, live long and prosper all, and for now, until next time, the hailing frequencies are closed.